Hey everybody, I'm back. So remember that masterboard I created in my other video? So masterboard is a collage technique that you create on a big piece that you will use for different projects later on. So if you want to watch that video, I will put the link below so you can watch how I created the masterboard. But today I am focusing on just creating a really quick tag that I'm planning to do. So I'm using the base of a Tim Holtz tag that I had in my stash. I'm literally just going to glue it onto the back and cut it out because I'm feeling a little on the lazy side today of trying to cut it out any other way. And another thing is that masterboards generally can be harder to cut through because now that you've layered all this paper on top of a piece, it is a lot thicker, so it can be harder to use a die cut machine with. So I find that I generally do either cut it out in a way like this, or use maybe a punch if I need to try to get through it because it's definitely a lot thicker. I'm going to be pulling out some of my stamps that I got. These are some All Create stamps, and I'm going to just do some stamping around. I also did ink up the edges that you guys saw a little bit earlier. I am using Walnut Stain Distress Oxide ink, and again, no rhyme or reason. I'm just trying to do a couple spots here. I'm also going to pull out another stamp that I have because I wanted a little bit more of like some texture lines and dots. So you can definitely use a stamping tool. I just tend to not really use stamping tools too much when I'm doing this type of mixed media type of stamping here. But you definitely can if you have them. So now I'm just going to go ahead and go through my ephemera. Now, I am not the neatest person, as you probably can tell from watching my channel. I have a general sense of organization that works for me, and it's more like I put all my ephemera in bags and kind of pile it all together. So you'll often see I have to do a lot of sorting and going through to kind of figure out which ones I want. But I pretty much like this layout that we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this glued down so that we can go ahead and use that for this project. I do think inking all the edges adds a really nice quality to it, so be sure to do that when you can. I did not actually pop up these pieces. That is another option that you can do if you wanted to, but for me, I didn't feel like I wanted to do this as a pop-up because I'm debating whether or not I'm going to be sending this out to someone soon, and with the cost of mail here, I try not to do things with too many thick layers when I'm sending it through the US Postal Service. So now I have everything glued down, and now I'm going to move on to adding a couple more of my die cut pieces that I have. I have this die cut that cuts out these little like faux clips, and they do it in big and they do it in small, and I wanted to match more with the piece, and I felt that even though I cut it out of craft paper, it was just a little bit too light. So all I did was kind of ink it up a bit here using that same Distress Oxide. I'm going to use a large one on top here for this because I think it fits better with the tag, and then I'm going to take the small one and use them on the sides. Now, what I really actually liked about that is using that small one like that is it kind of reminded me of like making like a little bit of a hook in there, almost like putting a brad. I can't tell you the last time I've used brads. I don't know how many of you out there still use brads, but I really haven't done that in a long time. So I've gotten rid of most of my brads, and I either use like a Nouveau drop or something like this to create that faux thing. Now, what you're not going to see me do is off camera is I did strengthen it when you saw me glue the whole thing. I'm going to put another backing of the same exact die behind it, die cut behind it to make it a little bit stronger so that it can hold. And I actually had another one of the small ones, and I thought it would look really well being here on the bottom of this piece so that it all sits together well. So here's my finished tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and get to see how you can use your masterboard in lots of different projects. Thank you for watching. Bye.